Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Vigil of Christmas. If you were to celebrate this feast day as it was intended, you would actually be spending today putting up the Christmas tree, and today wrapping the gifts, and today beginning to sing Christmas carols. In fact, in some of the more recorded ancient traditions of celebrating Christmas Eve liturgy or Mass, which happened anytime from now onward, was the first time that you sang Christmas carols. So up until now, there would be none of that because you would be in a period of preparation and waiting. And obviously, the world has crafted it a different way that the experience of Christmas on a sensual level, and the music and the decorations and uh, the ads that you hear on the radio and the way the malls are decorated, that starts way earlier. And I can understand why there can be consternation among those who understand that Christmas starts now and Advent is a preparation for it. I don't have quite a hard judgment on it that way, even though I'm a purist and I would love if we didn't sing Christmas carols up until maybe the week before, because it's difficult to do Christmas caroling afterwards. Nobody understands it culturally. So even though I would like that for myself, I can understand that somehow putting tastes of Christmas out there spark the imagination, that putting a taste of Christmas out there ahead of time sparks the felt sense of the holiday that's coming, lets whoever it may be who finds Christmas to be joy begin to tap into that joy. So, in its own way, it is a certain preparation. So, so with that, I don't have a hard line on we should or shouldn't have the Christmas lead in on a consumer level, because anything that can lead somebody's heart to open more, that can lead the mind to let go of its worries, that can revive or renew the spirit in our world that's so filled with stress, I'm for it. But we've been celebrating Advent, at least in this meditation series, with the intention that we're actually participating in a preparation, that we actually, for all these 4 weeks leading up to tonight and into the evening, that we actually are waiting in an active way, that we're seeking in an active way, that we are longing in an active way, that we're excavating and getting in touch with our deeper soul desires, that we're stoking a hope that we can expect to be fulfilled. So that leads us to this final meditation. And I don't want to end today as though it's the Christmas, but coming into the vigil, the fulfillment, we can taste it on our lips. And the fulfillment is something that will satisfy our hearts in a way and on a level that we could never even imagine, that we could never imagine. And so this waiting tills the soil because we become attentive. We become attentive to where our minds may be going and what direction they're leading us in. Are they leading us into the fulfillment of what's lasting? Or are they leading us down a path that takes us away from our fulfillment? The waiting gets us in touch with our emotions, and we can tap into Are the currents that I fall into leading me to be fertile ground for the magic of the moment? Or are they leading me away? That's what the waiting does. The waiting doesn't accomplish us getting there. Our minds can't get us there. Our hearts can't get us there. But what they do is they become stripped of what we've laid up that keeps what we're longing for far away from us. To discover that all that we're longing for has always been right here within. It takes courage to do that. It's not simply the understanding of it that doesn't cross the bridge. It doesn't jump off the precipice. It doesn't lessen the chasm. Because the understanding leads us to let go of all we thought we knew, to let go of what are reasonable expectations, to let go of what our heart does to keep us safe. It gets us in touch with the impelling center. It's a force, it's an eros. It's pushing for us to be the new life. As I was preparing for tonight, I opened up to a Rumi poem, and I actually said it right here. I've got to come off screen for a second and get it. So I'm going to read the poem, but what I'd like to do is I'd like to read from this book the little explanation of the poem, because it hits on the theme for tonight. And then we can move into the meditation. Heart. What a rare bird you are, that in your yearning for heaven's attention, you flew to the spear point like a shield. The rose flees autumn, but what a foolhardy rose you are, seeking the autumn wind. You were rain from another world that fell on this dusty earth. You ran in all directions and escaped down the gutter. Something about many of Rumi's poems and words strike me because they're so practical. They're almost plainly self-evident. There's a plainness about some of his poetry, and that's one of them. That falling upon the dusty earth ourselves, sometimes we just escape down a gutter. So here's the short exploration of it by another author. The beauty of love is that it gives us the courage to take risks, to go beyond the safety net and enter territories unknown. If we were a rose in love, we would risk staying in bloom until late autumn just to be in love. If we were a bird in love, we would risk flying into a spear-pointed shield just to attract our lover's attention. If we were rain in love, we would risk falling onto dusty earth and flowing down the gutter for our beloved. Love makes the difficult seem easy and the impossible happen. Take a risk now. Do it. One day you will look back and your heart will smile. Feel the fear and hold on to love as your parachute. You will land safely and a new adventure will begin. Don't ever hesitate to take a risk in the name of love. Whether you believe that there was a baby named Jesus born tonight, who was in fact God in full form, whether you attest a direct, literal belief of that, whether you know it's a truth that has resonance in a larger way, whether you have some other meaning of it, one thing it really points to, whether it's myth or reality or a combination, is that this consciousness from which we come, that is seeking us, gave away all its universality in the identity, in the identifying point of a human being. It represents coming into form in an individuated sense, in a particular sense, in a sense that is I and thou, you and me, that the fullness of all, that which is all powerful and all encompassing, made a choice to pour itself into form that has limitations and bounds and boundaries. That it risked feeling a separation like we can feel separation. Because we are just ourselves and we have within us this innate, essential longing for the fullness of all things, for union beyond all things. We are that longing, we are that risk. We are that risk. And so there is so much to celebrate. There is so much to celebrate in the possibility of that being true. So tonight, as no surprise, our meditation is centered around love. I invite you to close your eyes. And I invite you to take your left hand and place it on the chest, the center of the chest, that takes in the heart and the heart chakra. And let the heart, your heart that holds so much, your heart that has a spectrum of sentiment and emotion and response to longing and fulfillment of longing. Let it open into your hand. And let the hand receive the heart. Release and allow from the heart all you hold in relation to love. Memories, the giving of love, the desire of love, the receiving of love. The ways you are turned on or refreshed or inspired by love. The ways you grieve because of love. The suffering you hold because of love. The self-limitations you put around your heart because of love or lack of love. Take this moment in silence and release everything within your heart into the hand. And now take the right hand and place it on the back of the left. And when you are ready, move the hands away from the heart and let the palms face upward in any configuration. You hold yourself open here, that all that was released into your hands can be received by that life force and consciousness from which you have come into this life. When we are received, even in the innermost depths of who and what we are, where we barely know ourselves, when we are received, we open to the new life that awaits us. Open the palms wider and extend this very blessing out to all the world, that all peoples, all creatures, all creation may be received tonight, that in their own expression and all it is, that they may be received. In the very act of being created, of entering into this world, you took a risk. It takes great courage to be human. Let us turn our palms in the form of blessing, where our palms face outward and up. And let the divine life that we are aware of flow through our palms in a blessing for those who suffer, for the world that suffers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bring the palms together. And silently form your own intention around taking an even greater risk around love. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. When you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes. It is no small thing to truly be love and be loved. It is no small thing. So in honor of this great feast day that gives us such a living example of the risk of outpouring, let's jump on board with the joy that is there to be ours in being love, surrendering to love. I wish you all the happiest of seasons. May tonight be the entry point to the entire Christmas season, where you celebrate the octave in all its fullness, all the way to the Theotokos, Mother of God, January 1st, and all the way to February 2nd. One long party. Thank you so much for joining me for this series. It has been absolutely delightful being with you. Blessings, my friends. Blessings.